Now I'm absolutely buzzing. Whoa! Yeah. Never thought that was going to happen.
Right then, first rod going out. I've had to use some stones to get the bank sticks in because it's pretty rocky and solid, the ground, because we're next to a pumping station. Got a little boom, simple running rig, 18 inches to 2 foot of wire, 2 size 4 treble, semi-barbless trebles. On this one I'm putting a smelt out. Let's get her out there and see if we can have one. Rod number 2 going out then. This one's on half a roach. The reason I'm using half a roach is the roach we picked up are actually really big. Right, both rods are fishing. Yes! We're back on a bank and you join us out for a day's predator fishing. We're out doing a bit of mobile roving along a drainage network today. We're actually down in darkest Somerset and we're on the Huntsville River, which is essentially a drainage network. But I haven't been here for a long time. I actually used to fish this back in the late 90s. My dad used to bring me down there. It's one of the places I kind of learned how to pike fish, and it used to be pretty productive. So I'm hoping it is today, because Hugh hasn't done a great deal of piking, have you, mate?
No, absolutely not. I only got into it last winter, and yeah, it's first pike session for me. So I am absolutely stoked to be here. Didn't sleep much last night, and fingers crossed we can stumble across a few, and even a newbie like me can put a couple on the bank, mate.
Let's hope so, mate. Well, the rods are fishing. We're in the first swim, so we're going to spend about an hour in here and then sort of move along if nothing happens. So let's hope we can have a few.
Yep.
And remember, leave your canoe in the van.
Yeah, no canoeing allowed. Gutted about that.
Yeah, absolute devastated.
Yeah, plan B, let's go pike fishing.
Oh, let's see if we check is taking some line. I can't feel anything. That looked like the line had pulled up.
It's hard to get direct line. Don't reckon so now.
That's a take. Bit there. Someone's definitely picked that up, me.
Yeah. Just going to get this rod back out after having a pickup. As you might have seen, got a little bit excited because this is all fairly new to me still, and I absolutely love it. So got to remember to let the fish take a bit more line next time. Let's get it out there. Whoa. You're a carp angler and you haven't given pike fishing a go in the winter. You are missing out. Don't need loads of extra kit. And when the fishing slows up for the carp, it's so exciting to have something else to go at. Build your confidence slowly. Go with someone else who knows what they're doing. Before you know it, you'll be catching pike and be absolutely buzzing like I am. Let's go. Right then, I am absolutely buzzing because I've just had a bite on the ledgering rod, and yeah, unfortunately, probably due to a little bit of error on my part, I've dropped it off, mainly because I picked it up a little bit too soon, and yeah, probably struck out the fish. But it's positive that we've had a bite so quickly. Fingers crossed with a little bit more time and the rod back out.
on, mate.
We can pick one up this time, mate.
Let's have
Make
one.
it happen. Come on. I'm so excited. It's like starting all over again. It's wicked.
Right, Hugh's just doing a bit of filming. He's actually not long had a bite on that rod. Fished about 3/4 of the way across to the far side. Unfortunately, it didn't materialise into a proper take. I think the fish must have dropped the bait. But we're fishing a bit further down. There's the pump house where we were originally. We've come a fair few hundred yards up from there. Not really any features along here, to be honest. We're kind of just fishing quite bland water at the moment, and the reason for that is the water level's really low, and the features that would nearly sort of be in the water, like sort of bankside cover, there's no water under them. So we're essentially just sort of trying to fish in a deeper water where we think the fish would have potentially moved into. But you might be able to see along here, the water level's really low. It would normally be obviously covering up all of that. You can see those posts there that are sticking up. But yeah, we're covering as much water as we can. So I've got a rod down there, fishing down towards the left. We've got obviously two in the middle along here, and then there's another one up along there to the right hand side, just trying to spread the baits out, cover as much water as we can, and hopefully we'll fall on a couple of fish at some point and actually get one in the net and have a fish for the video. But it's nice to have a couple of pickups, so we're doing something right. Just need to try and see if we can get one in the net. So anyway, we'll see how we get on. I'm going to get back to my coffee. Right, I forgot a spoon, so I thought, you know what, we're pike fishing, let's keep it pikey, and I found myself an alternative to mix up the coffee. Seems to be doing a good job. Happy days. Right then, well, you can probably tell from the bumpy footage and the dirty windscreen, we are on the move. The first spot obviously didn't produce anything, and yeah, just didn't feel quite right. So rather than sitting there all day sort of jumping along the swims, decided to get back in the motor and head off, haven't we, mate? We have indeed. We're heading off to another drain, again somewhere I used to fish back in the day, and we're hoping it's going to look better than the Huntsville. Unfortunately, the Huntsville was very low, didn't have a lot of water in it, and to be fair, we were chucking out in what felt like about 2 foot of water in a lot of areas, so it just didn't feel the one, did it, mate?
No, absolutely. So heading off to a new drain, well sat next to a drain. Wait. And yeah, fingers crossed, we'll update you when we're there.
Go on mate, have it. Oh my god, look at the water going through there.
Wow, that's pumping.
That ain't going to be the one, is it?
No.
You've reached the voicemail. That ain't happening.
Slowly. Oh, the old ones are always the best.
He knows what's going to happen, can guarantee. Hey, gotta be done, gotta be done.
I never thought that was going to happen. I was amazed.
I did say he knows what's happening.
I was so surprised.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
I've never really heard much about it.
Never heard of it.
So after doing a couple of lead arounds, I found that there's definitely a bit of weed out in front of here. So what I've done is put on a little boom. That's obviously just going to allow the line to sit up off the bottom, clear the weed, and then I've actually put on a pop-up bung just to lift the dead bait up. So it's going to lift up off the bottom and should sit above any of the weed. And as the pike are cruising through, they should be able to find it. So just going to check that's sitting all right. And it is pumping out oil, and this one's just going to go straight out in front of me. We've actually seen a couple of silvers top out there, and there's a bit of castor on the side, so it looks like there's been some lads in there doing a bit of feeder fishing or something. This is just going to go straight out in front. Boom. Right, she's in the clip, and first rod is fishing. Right, second rod going out then. I'm just going to put a smelt on this one. I've put a balsa stick in it, so a pop-up sort of buoyant stick. It makes it look a little less subtle, sorry, it's a little more subtle than having the big red bung sat on top of the bait. And it's quite streamlined and sits quite nicely. Again, I've got it on a boom just to lift it up off the bottom a bit. There's definitely quite a bit of weed out in this lake, so I'm going to try and send it out towards the reeds. I'm not going to go super tight to them because I imagine that's quite shallow on the reeds, but I'm basically going to just send it out towards there because it looks like a nice feature. So, oh, that's a nice drop. Right, that's my two rods out then. So I've got one pretty much just straight out in front of me. I've got one out to the right towards this reed line.
Right then, first rod going out. Let's get it. Nice and deep. Boom. Sinking the line like a carp angler. Second rod going out, I'm going to flit this down slightly more to the left hand side. This one's on a smelt. Yeah, lovely and deep. Beautiful clarity of water here. Might be a nice little find this, especially even for the carp fishing.
So I'm keeping the coffee stirring on point, and I've decided to upgrade from a drop-off indicator, and now I'm using the heavy duty forceps. Seems to be doing a good job of it now. Happy days.
Right then, so you join us on, I think, venue 4.
Yeah, I think it is 4, isn't it? Yeah.
It feels like 100, but to save this update not being 20 minutes long, in short, we weren't feeling it on the river. It's just sort of not enough water pushing through there, and just didn't seem to be the one. So we jumped back in the motor. We've sort of blitzed for about 3 hours around a load of different drains, trying to find somewhere to fish. And yeah, they just weren't working right. So some had too much water in them, some had a load of stuff coming in off the fields, just looked shocking. So yeah, awful, they weren't the one, were they, mate?
Nah, it looked awful, to be fair. Like, we were pretty disappointed coming down and giving it a go, and kind of being sort of, that was what we had in front of us. It was a bit, we felt a bit sort of rejected in a way. But yeah. Anyway, we've ended up coming down to a lake which is actually on the same ticket as the drain systems. I ended up calling, I think it was like a head bailiff. He gave us a bit of a pointer and said, why don't you come over and fish one of the lakes? So we've come to a lake. I mean, we've got here, it's probably about, what, 3:15ish now?
Yeah, it's about that, yeah.
Like that. The rods are fishing, and we actually bumped into someone in the car park. I think they were doing some work, putting in a new auto fence, and he actually gave us a few pointers, said some of the match guys have been fishing along here. There was actually a bit of castor on the bank, so that's a good sign. Maybe some silvers will be in the area after that stuff. So there's some good fish in here, isn't there? There's fish over £20. There's been some mid-20s caught, so I think we've got a chance of one.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll come good. But yeah, it's a lovely place. It's like a gravel pit. I think it's about 15 odd acres, reed lined. Lovely place. So it's a nice drop back to look at, even if the rods don't dangle, mate. So.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, beautiful place to come. At least it's now on our radar as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, like I say, in the last sort of 3 to 4 hours of the session, hopefully we can put one of these pike on the mark. I'm feeling confident, mate.
I am, yeah. I do think one of us will have one. It feels good for it. It feels like a nice spot we're in. So let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Come on then.
Come on, Pike.
Ah, just sit here.
Yeah, I'll just sit
Yeah.
there. The rods are
I'll
fishing.
do them. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
Nah, I'm going to do a recap.
Making it happen. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do one as well.
That's running, mate. That's running.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Expect my GoPro to run out in a minute.
Hughes has just pinged off, and he's into one. Happy days. Oh, nice.
Get it in that net.
Ooh. Get in there, mate. What a result. Well, we made the right decision coming here. Oh, it's a nice fish, that. God, that looks lovely colour. Yeah. Whoa!
Yeah.
Yay!
Right then, so as you're aware, we've had a bit of a disaster day, plenty of driving and not quite as much fishing as we would have liked, but the rods have only been out for about 15 minutes, enough time to make a quick brew out the flask, and this little one's gone rattling off. So Shaun's given me £8, lovely condition, look at the colours on him, and hopefully a really good start to a productive last few hours of the day. Yes, I'm absolutely buzzing. Here you go then, pal. Thank you very much. Right then, so I'm slowly starting to come down off cloud 9. I know it's not a massive fish, but I haven't caught loads of pike, and to be honest, after the day we've had, it feels like a right win for both of us. So yeah, we're both absolutely buzzing, but the light's starting to go now, and it definitely feels like the actions are going to start hotting up. So yeah, I think we're both feeling really confident. That fish came so soon after that recast. It's definitely going to be the way to try and put a few more fish on the bank. And yeah, we'll keep those sort of dead baits chucking around, and fingers crossed, it's Shaun's turn next.
Right, well this time round I'm gonna try using a lead to stir the coffee. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the one, if I'm honest. But it's
carpy.
The action has been pretty hot since it's got dark, and that's mainly in the form of the kettle. But on the fishing front, yes, it's not been that. It is a very, very nice venue, to be honest, and it's a wicked backdrop in front of us at the moment. And backdrop in front of us? That doesn't really make sense. I can just hear you in the background. Well, the action has been pretty hot, if I'm honest, since it's got dark, mainly in the form of the kettle. Yeah, that is correct. We've been hot on the brews. Hot on the brews? Right, well, the action has been putting a lot of effort into trying to get one to slip up.
Right then, so the action has definitely been pretty hot since it's got dark, but solely in the form of the kettle. So yes, the fishing has been a little bit slow, but we're rewarding ourselves with a tea or coffee on every recast, and we're trying to work the swim and put another pike on the bank for you before it's time to go. So, fingers crossed, we can make it happen. That's how you do it, mate. Straightforward, mate.
Well, it is what it is.
Amateurs.
Right, it's coming to that time then. We're going to be looking at wrapping up the session. As you can see, we are both pretty wrapped up ourselves, and that's because it's pretty cold.
Yeah, it is indeed, mate. We've been churning through the cups of tea to keep us going, hoping for that last minute bite, but it just hasn't happened, and it's just the way it is, mate, sometimes, isn't it?
Certainly is, but to be honest, you had a fish and you were absolutely buzzing, and I sort of got a buzz off of that as well, so it was cool to see you have one. And it wasn't a big one, but it was a bite, and it was a blank saver.
Absolutely, mate, yeah, and sometimes it doesn't really matter. We've got out, we've had a wicked day, and yeah, catching that one fish was just a bonus, really.
Certainly was. So anyway, hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, then give it a thumbs up and give it a like. Also, if you are new to the channel, then smash that subscribe button and give us a bit of love and attention there. And until next time, I guess, get out of the bank yourselves, do some nice fishing, enjoy it.
And be lucky.
Be lucky.
See you next week.
See you next week. Hot on the brews.